What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here in the last 16 of the World Cup. England 3, Senegal 0. And you got to say it was a very dominant performance from the England boys today. They started off the game really well without creating too many chances. And Senegal really put it on us for about 15-20 minutes. But then England got a goal from against the run of play, and since then it's been a breeze really for England, hasn't it? And I think there've been really good performances out there from Jude Bellingham, who was sensational, Henderson, who was sensational, Harry Kane as well, Foden and Saka as well, mixing in. It's been a really good performance from England. Apart from that 15-20 minute period where Senegal are on top, if they did score, it could have put danger signs in the England camp, but I think England and Southgate will be very happy with the way we just easily dispatched of Senegal today.
Yeah, I think the only danger England had today was shooting themselves in the foot. After starting the game well, we nearly gave up 2 goals with our own sloppy play. Maguire giving it away with a bad pass out from the back, with the ball falling to Ismaila Sarr, and luckily he hit it over the bar from just outside the 6-yard box. And then Saka giving it away again to Ismaila Sarr. This time it fell to Dia. He had a good opportunity, which forced a good save out of Pickford. Though apart from those 2 moments, Senegal didn't have too many opportunities to hurt our goal, and England defended pretty well, but again we nearly shot ourselves in the foot, and it's our defensive ability which has been in question, and that nearly cost us. And if we make those kind of mistakes against France, it'll be a different story. But on the flip side, I thought we controlled the game really well. I thought when we did play quick, attacking, fast-paced, one-touch football, we were a joy to watch at times. And when we had Rashford, Saka linking up together with Bellingham and Harry Kane as well, playing the passes in behind, it was really strong. It was a really strong showing, and the football was really great. I think, obviously, we took the first goal, a brilliant team goal. Harry Kane playing it behind to Bellingham, cuts it back to Henderson, who makes a good finish into the corner. And then just before half-time, a clinical counter-attack again. Great work from Bellingham again, plays out wide to Foden, first time assist to Kane, and he clinically fires it into the corner, and it's 2-0. And at 2-0 at half time, considering that we hadn't even been that at our best, you had to fear for Senegal, and within 10 minutes of the second half, it was 3-0, and it was game over. Another great team goal, Kane link up with Foden, who cuts it, squares past to Saka, flicks over the keeper, and it's 3-0. And after that goal, which was about the 55th minute or so, just before the hour mark, it was game done, and it was 3-0, and we pretty much just saw out the last half an hour with ease, and we pretty much weren't in any rush to get forward. Senegal seemed to know the game was up as well. So it was a very, very comfortable showing for that last half an hour.
It really was, and I've never seen such a breeze in a quarter-final for England before. I really haven't, and we made really easy work of Senegal, who I thought they were very. I was worried about this game coming into it with Senegal's pace on the attack, but we dealt with it really well. I mean, there were danger signs with Kyle Walker against Ismaila Sarr early on in that first half, but apart from that, I mean, it was just an absolute breeze, and we've booked our place in the quarter-finals against the world champions in France, and Jesus, it's going to be hard, that game, isn't it?
It is going to be very, very difficult, that game. France are also playing very well this tournament. They took Australia aside easily against Denmark. They scraped past that game, but they deserved to win 2-1. And then obviously in the last 16, they made easy work of Poland as well, winning 3-1 in the end. So they're looking strong. Mbappe's got 5 goals in this tournament already. Giroud as well. He's been on the score sheet a few times. So they're looking confident. They're the world champions as well, so they've earned that confidence. And it's going to be very, very difficult, but I don't see any reason why England shouldn't go into this game with confidence of their own right. Look, in the last 2 tournaments, they made the semis and the final. They're playing very well this tournament as well. They got chocker block full of depth of quality in the forward line. As long as we just don't make any stupid mistakes defensively, and we just kind of frustrate France, I think we have the quality to hurt them. I really do, and I think the midfield battle is going to be interesting, because I really believe that in the midfield is like Rabiot and Tchouaméni, 2 very good midfielders, but I think midfield is a very strong point for England at the moment, with the Rice, Bellingham, and Henderson playing very well at the moment. So it's going to be very interesting how those 2 shape up and it's going to be a real massive clash. And I see England giving France a very good game, in my opinion.
The problem I have is in the 2 games where we've come under a tiny bit of pressure, in this game and the Iran game, we have seen defensive frailties where we could have, been punished. In the Iran game, we did concede 2 goals, but we scored 6 goals, and it was an absolute rout in the end. Today, like you said before, it was our own doing where we came under pressure. And if we do that against the French, they will punish us, and we know they will punish us with the likes of Mbappe and Giroud and Ousmane Dembele and stuff like that. They can attack us from all sides, literally all sides.
We saw Poland get joy against France before they ended up going on to win, so it's not like they're not infallible as well. So I think they're I mean, man for man, their defence is better than ours. But when you look at other areas of the pitch, I think we have good players that stack up against their players as well. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think England do have a good chance of going through, but as well, it's going to be very, very difficult. France, and especially Mbappe, obviously, he's the big danger man, and he's the one we all got to be worried about next Sunday. He's playing out of his skin at the moment in this World Cup, and he's going to be very, very difficult to stop. But we have our players in our own right who are going to be very difficult to stop, and they're going to have to think about them as well.
Do you believe it's coming home?
Yeah.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
I think we don't give our team enough credit in terms of how well we're doing and how well Southgate has got us set up and what we're showing. And yeah, we could end up losing to France and next week, next Sunday. But I think the way we're playing at the moment, scoring loads of goals, is almost too comfortable. I mean, the game again, like Iran, it was done with half an hour to go. And even Wales, what was that, 3-0 with half an hour to go?
That was also a non-contest.
No non-contest. So we're swatting teams away at the moment, and it's delightful to see. And I think they're doing. Southgate's set the team really up well. Whatever selection he makes seems to be paying off. And let's talk about that man, Harry Kane, who got a goal today.
Come on, Harry.
Involved in both other goals as well. He's just the hub of the team going forward at the moment. He's so central to everything England do when it comes to playing through the lines and those through balls. And obviously he got the end of the goal. And that goal today, by the way, he scored, made him the highest ever England player goal scoring at major tournaments. Unbelievable. 11 goals at major tournaments in his career.
But he doesn't score in big games.
Apparently not. So he's a record breaker. No one has scored more goals in tournaments than Harry Kane. So unbelievable achievement for him and a brilliant finish. And I thought another really strong showing, and I thought another display which showed what he brings to the England team again.
Man of match for you today?
I think probably Bellingham.
Yeah.
Just about.
I think Bellingham in the first half was literally unplayable. Like, you couldn't get the ball off him. They didn't know how to deal with him. He was so key to both of those goals as well. But second half, the whole team had a bit of a drop-off, didn't he?
Yeah, because they went 3-0 and they didn't need to. They didn't need to play as much as they did in the first half.
But I agree. Bellingham man the match today. I think close second from Henderson and Kane. I think probably Kane just above Henderson. But Southgate is an interesting one because a lot of fans calling for him to go after this tournament. After a final, a semi-final, and now through to the quarterfinals in this World Cup, does he deserve to stay longer?
I think he's doing really well. I think he does deserve to play longer, but whether England could benefit from some fresh ideas and maybe a new style of play. I mean, they're doing really well at the moment, but I also feel like sometimes there are situations where he could be getting more out of the attacking players. But I can't complain this tournament because 6 goals, 6-2, 3-0 and 3-0. So who might say he could get more out of this team than what he's showing. I do believe that we could be maybe more dominant and on the ball sometimes in our play. And maybe, Southgate, it depends. I mean, I think he does deserve to stay on if he wants to with how he's performed. But maybe after 3 tournaments, it is time just for a change in that sense, because it's been a long time. But I think you can't knock how he's managed his team. And I think not only has he brought us into a new era, he's made a connection with the England team, which wasn't there before. Like, no one cared about England before Southgate came in. Literally, everyone was willing to, no one used to watch England games.
Because we just never turned up in tournaments.
That's why. And he's changed that. And he deserves a lot of credit for that. But I do think after 3 tournaments, especially if he doesn't win this one, it might be just time for a change. As much as he might win it, but I do think that there are managers who might be able to get just a bit more more offensively out of some of our other big players. But I mean, he's doing a great job. I can't complain, and I wouldn't be unhappy. I wouldn't be unhappy if he was to stay on after.
It's funny, isn't it, with Southgate, because every single tournament we've had with him, fans are questioning his decisions all the way through, questioning his team selection, questioning his tactics, and he keeps swatting those away and proving he's, like you said before, he doesn't get it right every time, but more times, 8 times out of 10, he gets it right, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Henderson as well today. Everyone was saying, including me, why is Henderson on that pitch? And he had a brilliant performance, scores a goal.
And the big talking ball was which forward players are going to play. Rashford was left on the bench, and Mount was left on the bench as well, who started the first 2 games. And Foden comes in, gets 2 assists. Saka comes back in, gets a goal. Bellingham as well gets an assist and a brilliant performance, playing a bit higher up the pitch. So I think he's struck a really good balance at the moment in this team, and he seems to know exactly what he's doing, exactly what he wants. And I think he's managing this job really well, and I think he's silencing a lot of the critics right now.
Yeah, and I've never seen England go into a tournament with so many different goal scorers. I mean, I think that's 8 different goal scorers now, or maybe even 9. With Henderson scoring, or I don't know, it's 8 or 9 different goal scorers in the World Cup. I mean, can you remember a tournament where we've had so many different scorers? Never had so many different scorers, so many different goals.
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So many goals, and everyone's contributing, everyone's stepping up when they're called upon, and that's absolutely right. I think everyone seems to be playing for the manager, and when they're coming off the bench, they're looking to make a difference. They're looking to actually add to the tally rather than just think of themselves. They're thinking of the team as well. So I think everyone's contributing right now, and it's really, really positive for England, and it shows the depth that we have, the depth and quality that we do have in our squad, which is there for all to see. I think sometimes we haven't made the most use of it, but I think this tournament we definitely are.
All right, well, there you have it. England 3, Senegal 0 in the last 16 of the World Cup, which sets up a big clash against France in the quarter-final. And when you're looking at the knockout games we've had under Southgate in the World Cup, I know we had Germany in the last Euros, but this is the biggest of the lot, isn't it?
By far. This has got to be the hardest game he's had as England manager. France in the World Cup quarter-final, who are playing well, current world champions as well. So I don't think it gets much bigger than that.
All right, well, let's step up. Let's go and beat the French next week. It is next weekend, so a long week to relax and prepare for the game. But we'll be back tomorrow for some more watch-alongs. We've got Japan against Croatia at 3 o'clock, and then it's a Tottenham derby, Brazil against South Korea.
Wow, what a game.
Later on that night, 7 o'clock kickoff, Sonny against Richarlison. So you know where to catch the best commentary on YouTube. That is right here on We Are Tottenham TV. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on England.